Welcome to the end of this calendar year. It has been an extraordinary fall, and I am grateful for the tireless work of all of you, my colleagues, faculty, staff, and administrators at Montgomery College. You have put your all into teaching, counseling, and nurturing our students. You have empowered students to find the talents they already carry deep within them and to grow them, to polish them. And the results have been inspiring. Montgomery College students have made tremendous progress, and they've shown us all the best of who they are and what they can do, even under these most trying and difficult circumstances. So we should all take pride in the work that we've accomplished this semester. There is much more of it just over the horizon, but we all deserve the upcoming winter break. So please, take care of yourselves, your families, and your friends. And I would like now to introduce the chair of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Michael Knapp, who has an important announcement to make.
Thank you, Dr. Dukes, and thank you for your continued leadership and participation and all that you've done for us and will do for the next few months. We appreciate it very much. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? All right, come on. It's the end of the semester. That's all we get. So I'm very pleased to be with you today, and I speak for the entire Board of Trustees when I say that we agree wholeheartedly with President Dukes. There is much to be proud of at Montgomery College, and that's a credit to the people in this room and those joining us on Zoom today. So thank those of you who aren't with us but are with us. It's also a credit to the talented students who attend MC, often while working, raising children, supporting their elders. We have an amazing cross-section of the world here at the college, and their perspectives expand us all. Montgomery College is a truly inclusive place to work and study, and that's an asset I cannot overstate, and you all live it and know it every day. Today marks a key milestone for Montgomery College. I am here to tell you that the board's search for a new president has concluded. That's a good applause line, too. Before I introduce him or her, I want to first thank everyone involved with this search process. The chair of the search committee, first vice chair, Dr. Michael Britnell. Thank you, Michael. The entire committee for its work and investment in the process to review 80 applicants. We had an entire team, many made up from the folks within the college. We also had folks as community stakeholders. I thank you all for that. Faculty, staff, students provided extensive input about the future of Montgomery College, members of the community and partners who shared their leadership insights, the college staff who assisted the board and facilitated the search, and a special note of gratitude to my board colleagues who have been deeply engaged in this process for the last 6 months. I thank you all very much. I also want to thank all of you for all that you've done to keep this college moving forward during this time of change and transition between COVID and a new president and an interim president and just all of the things. There's usually a lot of stuff going on anyway, and you've all managed to navigate all of the things you typically have to do and have taken amazing steps in leadership to be able to keep our community together, moving everyone forward. It is truly a testament to what an outstanding community we are, so thank you all very much for that. It has been a long time, but it was a rich process, and the depth of dedication to the college's values by everyone involved was clear throughout this entire time. It is my pleasure to introduce the next president of Montgomery College, our 10th president, Dr. Jermaine Williams. Where do we have him? He's somewhere. Where is he? He'll be out. Okay. If you say so. Dr. Williams is currently the president of Nassau Community College in New York. Throughout this search process, Dr. Williams impressed both the Board of Trustees and the Search Advisory Committee with his passion for educational excellence and the shared mission of community colleges. In his 19 years of higher education experience, he demonstrated a commitment to serving students with strategies deeply rooted in equity and inclusion. His impressive track record of leadership and achievement drew the board to him as a leader who would fit the needs of the college in this critical moment. Dr. Williams' work in higher education has focused his energies on improving access for students, as well as retention and graduation. He has paid special attention to mitigating social inequities for historically underrepresented people. He is widely lauded for his inclusive leadership style and for building teams that create strategic programming and policies to improve student outcomes. Having taught at two-year and four-year institutions himself for more than 8 years, he has also experienced higher education from the vantage point of faculty. His professional approach to student success is deeply rooted in equity-minded systems and data-formed analysis. Dr. Williams' view of higher education as a public good informs his personal passion about enhancing access, completion, and post-completion success, all of which are goals we embrace as a college. Dr. Williams holds a Doctorate of Education in Educational Administration with a higher education specialization from Temple University. He also holds certificates from Harvard University's Graduate School of Education and has participated in the Aspen Institute's Rising Presidential Fellowship and held a New President's Fellowship. He's actively engaged in the community, serving on several boards of directors, and is an active father and husband whose wife and sons have joined us here today. Maggie, Malcolm, and Jackson, we welcome you. Dr. Williams was started in the role in the first quarter of 2022, and Dr. Dukes will continue serving until that point, we hope. Dr. Dukes, we are grateful for your willingness to continue to serve. You've led us through a challenging year, and I know that Dr. Williams will be eager to learn from your experience. And it is now my pleasure to introduce the next president of Montgomery College, Dr. Jermaine Williams.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Hello, Montgomery College. How's everybody doing? Yeah. It's a fantastic day, and thank you so much for that warm welcome. I am so very honored to have been selected by the Board of Trustees to serve as the college's next president. I am grateful for Chair Michael Knapp, First Vice Chair Michael Brittenall, and Second Vice Chair Frida Lacey. Okay, there. I'm getting my orientation here. For their leadership through this very thorough and comprehensive process. It's taught me a lot about Montgomery College, the integrity of its board officers and the entire board, and the importance that the institution places on thoughtful leadership selection. My very positive experience with this process actually attracted me further to Montgomery College. I gained a new respect for the college, its values, and the focus it obviously has on serving students and serving its community. I also be remiss if I didn't thank my predecessors here at Montgomery College. First, let me acknowledge Interim President Charlene Dukes, who came out of retirement to lead the college. Thank you, President Dr. Dukes. Coincidentally, Dr. Dukes and I have known each other for some time. She's been a mentor and a friend. Her devotion to the community college mission is a model for us all. And of course, I absolutely need to salute Dr. Pollard. What can we say about Dr. Pollard, really? I mean, she was an amazing president at MC for 11 years and truly a rock star in higher education. All of us in the room can feel comfortable and form the team that is going to take Montgomery College to the next level because we stand on their shoulders. So thank you very much. Absolutely. And Montgomery College has long been a leader among community colleges nationally, and I'm excited to be joining the ranks at this time of change and great urgency. We know the heart of any organization is unequivocally its people. Institutions don't drive themselves. It's the people who build them and nurture them. And I can see that Montgomery College has been fortified by people who believe that care, compassion, and equity are the hallmarks for addressing unmet student needs. This most recent time has been one of extraordinary challenge, and organizations do not thrive without deeply committed people. And I'm glad to meet some of those faculty and staff here in this room today, and look forward to meeting those who are joining us virtually, including members of the wider MC community. And of course, absolutely, where is he? I'm absolutely thrilled and very much looking forward to and spending time with our students. So, I know that the college has continued to be mission-focused and student-centered through the last 20 months, and these are the hallmarks of a forward-looking organization. I can tell that Montgomery College is rooted in deeply committed people and a shared vision of service to the community, which is what drew me to the position. With that said, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the urgency of this moment. The economy is reconstituting itself. The job market is evolving in real time. Inequities and injustices borne by institutional, systematic framework of our society have been exacerbated. Higher education is the bridge to a family livable wage, social mobility, and an engaged citizenry. Our mission and the students we serve, do not afford us the opportunity to wait for a pandemic to recede or anything else. The inequities in our midst, racial and socioeconomic, among some of the most pervasive, have once again been exposed, and inequitable educational opportunities are the antidotes. Credentials of economic value that lead to a family living wage cannot be a goal. It must be a necessity. This is our opportunity to recognize what was normal, consider and embrace the new normal, and identify the forthcoming iterations of normal in a collaborative effort to create the change we seek, consistently analyzing and assessing our efforts with an eye towards equity. Recognizing that it is a moral imperative to strategically address and eliminate equity gaps while simultaneously holding ourselves accountable for enhancing student success across the board. We must build on the innovation that the college has already demonstrated, the collaborations for which it is already known, and the achievement for which it positions all students. And we must accelerate it for all students. I look forward to meeting more of you close up and personal and sharing my own experience and vision. I have a lot to learn. I recognize that, and I'm a quick study. I believe that my experience and personal conviction will strengthen the work we can do together. The extraordinary work of the college has done thus far has created on-ramps for even greater achievement. We can serve more students and the community in new and different ways with increasingly impactful results. In fact, we must. I look forward to joining you in this work. Thank you for the welcome, and I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Thank you, everybody.
To get you get all your Raptor gear and all your Raptor wear, so you're indoctrinated by when you come back the next time.
Absolutely. We are Raptors.
system.
Time for a party.